Hey YouTube! Welcome back to We Sibs, West Coast, East Coast siblings, where we cover your favorite movies and TV shows. Tonight we are covering Wandavision episode 8. Now I'm going to give a general overview, but mostly talk about Easter eggs and spoilers that I found in this week's episode. So let's get into it. So first off, this episode was all about kind of how we got to where we are. So we start out with Agnes, and we learn that she was a witch, not in the Salem witch trials. I believe the year is 1693, and she's kind of like, I guess for lack of a better term, like she's kind of being persecuted by the other witches for having practiced dark magic. And this apparently is such a terrible offense that they've got her tied up to a pole. Her hands are behind her back, and it looks like the other witches are trying to kill her. We learn that it's her mother who's like the head witch and that's trying to kill her. So that's, intense. Hold on one second. I'm having some technical issues. Okay, anyway. So it looks like it's her mom is trying to kill her. So that sucks. So in the process of their trying to kill her, it looks like all of a sudden she takes their powers and is kind of draining them of life. There's still a few holes on how exactly this happened, but it's pretty clear that she's taking from them, which was not their intention. And then all of a sudden, the main character, her mother, really tries to kill her, and it doesn't work. And I wanted to note too that her mom, when she uses this really intense power, some sort of crowny thing comes on her head. So her mother's clearly some sort of witch queen or queen of their coven or something. Anyway, her mom is clearly super powerful, but whatever dark magic, whatever sort of evilness that Agnes has gotten into has given her more power even than that of their coven queen / her mother. Mephisto? Anyway. Yes. Sorry, I'm reading my notes. Oh, I also wanted to note too that in the first scene, when Agatha is sort of telling Wanda what the heck is going on and everything, there's a part where Agnes stands right in front of a figure which looks a little devilish. So I wonder if once again that's sort of Marvel slipping in really quietly that it's Mephisto that is manipulating Agnes, especially with the dark magic thing. To me, there have been too many little hints throughout this entire season of WandaVision that Mephisto is coming. But we haven't gotten any confirmation, and I know a lot of people are still thinking that it could be literally any of the other big bads. So we'll see. I also wanted to note too that the chamber that they're in, the symbols across the top are supposed to represent different powerful witches. And Agatha even makes note that the place that they're standing is sacred. So I think that place is going to be special later down the road in the MCU. So just something to be aware of for sure. This is also the first time that Marvel has really introduced magic in the MCU, which I think will play really, really nicely into Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness and all of those things. So something cool to take, to look out for. All right, so now we also get into Wanda's story in this episode. The episode is pretty perfectly called Previously On because we learn all of these things and how we got to where we are. So we go all the way back to the beginning where Wanda is a child and she's at home with her parents and they are watching sitcoms. That's how they learned English, and it was like a special family time for them. I want to point out that the parents that are her parents in her memories that we can trust are not the people that we've been seeing in the commercials. There have been a lot of theories going on that the commercials in WandaVision, the people are her parents. That is not the case. They could just be random people that she's kind of using to express, for her subconscious to express these things. I don't know. Are those people important? I don't know. But we know for sure that they're not her parents. So that theory debunked. So yes, she's learning English through the sitcoms, and that's why they're so important to her, and that's why they're like the one constant that she's had throughout all of the trials of her life. We also learn that she's a baby witch. She has baby witch powers, which is interesting because she didn't realize that it was her that was protecting her and Pietro when they were children, when the Tony Stark bomb came in. They just thought the bomb was defective and didn't work. But the truth was she was protecting them using hex magic. I think Agatha said it was, I don't remember, like observational or some kind of special hex magic. Once again, hexes. Are they important? I think so. I don't know. Also want to know, I didn't see any hexes in this episode. In fact, I saw a whole lot of circles, like orbs. Is that important? You tell me. So another thing that we learned, we're going through Wanda's memories, and we are reminded of what happened to her with Hydra, how they used the Mind Stone to give her powers. Now, she has this weird interaction with the Mind Stone where she sees it, it busts open, and she like falls out, and she's looking into the Mind Stone and sees what? I think she sees herself. I think she's seeing like a future version of the Scarlet Witch. And it's so quick, but I mean, she literally looks like comic book Scarlet Witch to a T. Like, she looks boss. Honestly, I don't think it could be anything else. But let me know in the comments. What do you guys think? What did she see? Did she see a picture of her future? I don't know. But it's also interesting, too, that the observers who are watching her in Hydra didn't see any of that. In fact, to them, she walks in and falls down. Why? I don't know. But it is the Mind Stone, so maybe the Mind Stone decided to show her her future. A little strange. Okay. Oh, sorry. I'm making my notes. Anyway, so the next thing to note that we learn about Wanda in this episode is that in all of her pain and grief, pretty much what she's been saying from the beginning, that's kind of what sparked her to create the hex. So we still don't get like a super clear like how she did it, which is a little disappointing. I hope Marvel elaborates, but at the same time, I mean, at this point, they can just be like, it was magic. Okay. But what triggers it more than anything is when she goes to get Vision's body back from Hayward. We'll talk about that in a second. She sees, she does her little power thing and realizes that Vision is not there, and that breaks her heart. And then she opens up the deed that Vision got for a house for them in Westview, New Jersey. And I was like, bro, the feels. That was so sad. Anyway, also, we see Westview pre-Wanda, and it's a pretty sad, pathetic place. So she's probably like, oh, these people need to cheer up just like I do. So let me just make a whole new universe out of it. So that was really sad, and that seems to be the antithesis for her agony and what sparks her creating the hex. Finally, and this isn't really a big reveal, but this is the very first time we hear the name Scarlet Witch. It's almost like Agatha has been piecing together all of these things from a point of view that we don't have, obviously a magical point of view, and comes to the conclusion that Wanda is this prophesied Scarlet Witch who has chaos magic, which is the magic to create something out of nothing. We will get into what she creates in a second, but in the comic books, they always talk about her chaos magic, her hex magic, her being a nexus being. Like, she's super powerful. And I think sometimes us who read the comic books, we know all of these things. We're very used to all of this language. But for the average viewer, they don't know anything about this. So they're like, what the heck? So I think Marvel did a good job of kind of explaining just how big and bad Wanda will be in the future. So good aim, Marvel. It's almost like you know what you're doing. Okay, so now we get into probably the biggest thing that happens in this episode is we learn where Vision has come from. Wanda, in her grief, creates not only the hex, but she creates an entirely new Vision. Now, this means that Hayward has been lying from the beginning. My question is, why is he lying? I mean, he lied to Monica, right? He told her that Wanda came in and stole Vision. Why? Because he didn't want anyone to know that he had taken Vision? But all of his little minions knew. Why did they agree to lie with him? Strange. So when Wanda goes in to get Vision's body just to bury him, she's his only, she's his next of kin, she's grieving. Hayward, I think, kind of edges her on and kind of pushes her. He keeps saying, you could, oh, sure, you just want to bury him. Sure, you do. Why don't you just bring him back to life? Like, really strange things. And at the beginning, I thought, okay, like he's trying to manipulate her into bringing Vision back to life because he can't do it. But then I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below about Hayward kind of manipulating Wanda. I definitely think he's up to no good. And I wonder if there's a little bit more going on with Hayward. I'm not going to say Mephisto because I've been saying Mephisto about everything. But Mephisto? Let me stop. Anyway, so Hayward's sketch-a-do. Pushes her to interact with him. Confirms, okay, so this confirms that Vision is dead, and the body that we see spread out on the table is indeed his body. I guess Sword kind of stole it from Wakanda, but that is not the body that we're seeing in Westview. What we're seeing in Westview is the body that Wanda has created with the Mind Stone. So, like, Vision clearly can't leave the Hex because he only exists inside of the Hex because he's not real. That's not even his real body. What the heck is that thing in his head? Is that a fake Mind Stone? Can Wanda create a new Mind Stone? Is she powerful enough? I think so. Let me know what you guys think. Questions that need answers. Anyway, so we have the fake Vision, who has all of the aspects and personality of Vision and just doesn't have a corporeal form outside of the Hex. And then we have Hayward's Vision, which is the original Vision body that Hayward is trying to reanimate. And now we get to the biggest thing. Hayward has finally figured out how to animate Vision using the missile that, the drone that Wanda had kind of embedded with her power. She yanked it through the thing. Anyway, he's reanimated Vision, but Vision does not have the Mind Stone. He doesn't turn colorful. He's white. And this is probably the scariest version of Vision that we've seen, and I think the scariest version that exists in the comic books. This is White Vision, which is pretty much Vision without any of his humanity. So all of those things that Bruce Banner was talking about in, Age of Ultron, where it's like, oh, no, just kidding, Infinity War, where he's like, oh, you're part of Tony, you're part of me, you're part of Jarvis, you're part of... No. All of this is just robotic, systematic Vision, and he is, I guess, only obeying Hayward. Scary, scary stuff, you guys. Let me see. Let me just run through my notes, make sure I didn't miss anything. Void of emotion. Yes, 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 yes. Dangerous killer. Yes. So now we have two Visions. We have fake Vision, who is real Vision emotionally, and then we have real Vision, who has no emotion. Super confusing, but White Vision is a threat. Agatha Harkness wants Wanda's powers for what? She did not reveal anything about why she wants Wanda's powers, why she wants to know about how she started the Hex, but she's clearly got a reason for it. And I would just like to point out, I would like to go back to the commercial in episode 7 where the shark offers the little boy the Yo Magic, and we know now that Agnes can feed off of magic from other witches and use it to her power, right? In fact, those witches look exactly like the little boy who, turns into a skeleton waiting to open the Yo Magic. So Agnes is feeding off of Wanda's magic. Why? For what? Is it just to be more powerful? Is it to maintain her youth and beauty? A lot of witches do that. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Also, there's still the mystery of Billy and Tommy. Are they shards of Mephisto's soul? What does Agnes want them for? She at the end she has them, tied up, and Wanda's afraid for them, but we still don't really know what's going on. Also, where the hay is Monica and Quicksilver? Because we don't know what's happened to them. The last time we saw them, they had some sort of strange interaction where it looks like Wanda's about to get yoked up, and it looks like Monica's about to get yoked up and maybe thrown into the dungeon too. I don't really know. Anyway, you guys, that is everything that I have on WandaVision episode 8. That's all I got off the dome. Let me know in the comments if I missed anything or what you guys thought of tonight's episode. Don't forget to check out our sister channel, The Lara Quente Ledger, where Jeremy will give you the 3 biggest takeaways and some more in-depth plot analysis. If you like this video, give it a like and subscribe, and check out our Patreon where you can get more exclusive WeSibs content. That is all I have. I'm sure I missed something. The best thing about WandaVision is that we're all speculating, and it will be so exciting next week to see where we were right, where we were wrong, and where Marvel led us down, a wild goose chase. Anyway, thanks guys so much for watching. I will see you next week. Bye.